Hey guys, welcome back to the Real Her Podcast, episode 2. My name is Kalilian, and I hope you guys have been taking care of yourselves, loving on yourselves, self care, just all of it mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, all of it, and enjoying your summer. It's about to come to an end because school is about to start. Now, why school is starting the first week of August, I have no idea, but I do have a theory. I feel like the school system and the system in general are in cahoots this year because why are y'all in our pockets? Why is school clothes, school supplies, and rent? See what I'm saying? Anyway, let's move on. My autism parents. I hope y'all have got y'all IEPs ready, speech devices, all the things that those children need this school year, this semester is very important. And now I was thinking about talking about that, but that is a long video. So I think I'm going to make a video separate from this about all of that. Just autism awareness, um the IEPs and what those meetings are like and what you should be requiring from your child depending on how old, what grade they're in, what you expect for your child to be doing at this point in their lives or whatever. So I'll definitely make a separate video about that. So yeah, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. The reason why episode 2 has taken so long is because I don't know. Okay, so let me say it like this. I don't care if people like me or not. I think everybody that knows me has figured that out. But deep down inside, there's like, okay, I'm not just giving myself to my followers on Instagram because my page is private. Like, those people are used to my rants, they're used to my opinions, all of those things, right? It's now sharing myself, my thoughts, my opinions, my views, whatever, with more people on different platforms. And now that leaves room for people to give their opinions based off of my opinions, right? So I haven't opened that door before. So I think that's what's been keeping me, that's why I've been hiding. I think that's why I've been hiding myself because it's almost like, is it the scrutiny? Is it the rejection? Is it, the judgment that may come from me doing these videos? I don't know, but here I am today. I'm probably just gonna do it. I'm not looking for polished. I'm not looking for perfect. I'm just gonna do it. Just gonna say whatever I want to say. And it's not going to be crazy, of course. I was just thinking, like, why do I feel like I have to earn a spot to take up space, right? I know there's many podcasts, there's many videos and stuff like that. But what if what I have to say or my personality or my message, depending on what it is, actually helps someone, right? So this morning I was just thinking, like, wow, somebody's really not going to get to experience me because I'm hiding. So I sat with that and I'm just like, why do you keep doing that? Like, why do you keep hiding yourself? Like, what is it? So that's neither here nor there. Here I am. So, yeah, I do want to tell y'all about how my summer has been going. I've been spending a lot of time with family. I feel like that's very important. Like, it's been a balance this summer of me spending time with my husband, and then there's a lot of spending time with myself, and then there's like just the family thing, like me, my husband, and the kids or whatever. There's days where, of course, it requires us to sit inside because why is the oven on 400 out there? And then there's days where it's just like, you know what, let's go out. Let's go out to eat. Let's go to the park. Let's go out of town. Let's go do something or whatever. But I actually fell in love this summer. Let's get into it. I fell in love with fitness. Because where else y'all thought this was going? Like, I'm a married woman. I'm a whole wife out here. How could I fall in love unless it's with my husband all over again? Which I do. Anyway, so over the years, I feel like I have paid for trainers, subscriptions to, fitness people or whatever, YouTube videos, membership from Planet Fitness, LA Fitness, like, and I'm just like, why am I hopping all over the place? Like, why do I feel like I'm not being fulfilled when it comes to fitness or whatever. And then I would look at people online or whatever, and that's another thing. I will also, see people on Instagram or TikTok or whatever, and they're just so in love with fitness. And I was just like, I don't see that for myself. Like, because when I go, I'm tired, I'm sore, or, it's just not for me. But I fell in love with Hot Works this summer, y'all. I fell in love with it. Like, I find myself wanting to go and be there for a good little minute. And what I like about it is, like, it's not your typical like gym or whatever. Like, it's not overcrowded. You actually have to book your sessions for each room, like the hot Pilates, hot yoga. And I like that. I like that only three people at a time could be in a room, but if there's three people, you won't find me in there because it is extremely hot. I tried it one time. I'll never do it again. I like the fact that I can book my own sessions, be by myself, or choose to be in there with someone or whatever. And I also like that no matter how long, like how much time I spend in Hot Works, I don't feel soreness. So it's something you guys can look into that. I recommend Hot Works, but it's something about the infrared saunas, like the heat penetrates the muscles and all that good stuff. Whatever, it works. I'm telling y'all, like I haven't been sore in a while. And they also have like a section that's like the regular gyms where you can lift and do that type of stuff, but I just love it. I fell in love. I've seen so much confidence in myself. Actually want to go. Like, I actually enjoy it. Like, I'm seeing like small, I look at it like small deposits. Like, I may not lose all the weight today or next month, but the days that I go or whatever, each day that I decide to go is like a small deposit to a bigger collection sooner than later. So it's just giving me an entire different outlook or whatever. And I suggest it. So I am a yapper. And y'all have no idea. Like, I just been contemplating, just do it. Talk like it's just me and you or whatever. Every time, like, I had the idea, like, you know what, I'm just going to do it tomorrow. I never did it because I was just nervous about how people would perceive me or how everything would look, but I'm just over it. So, anyway, so speaking of summer, let me tell y'all a few things that happened this summer. Right before me and my family was going out of town, we went to the beach or whatever. The day before, tell me why I decided. So we have a dog. She's 3 years old. She is a Labrador and Rottweiler mix. She is a mutt. They made it seem like, because we adopted from a shelter, they made it seem like she was just full blooded Rottweiler in the details. And she was so little when we got her. So I was like, oh, she's going to be big, but, this is our first dog. So I was excited regardless. Child, she is crazy. She is out her mind. Let me tell y'all what she did this summer. So every now and then, like if I'm cooking chicken or ground turkey, things of that nature or whatever, I'll give her some. Like, I'll give her a little bit of it before I put the seasoning on it. And one morning, right when I was taking Noah to therapy, I ended up giving her a piece of turkey bacon. I put it in the air fryer or whatever. And I was like, you know what? Let me just give her one. So I give her the turkey bacon or whatever. She takes it. And I'm noticing that she's walking towards like the laundry room. And there's a dryer sheet on the floor. Y'all, why did she take the turkey bacon and put it on the dryer sheet? Like it was a plate. it pissed me off so bad because I was so busy trying to move the dryer sheet that I'm not even realizing that because she put it on the dryer sheet and it has like, little crispy ends or whatever, the turkey bacon is getting caught up in the dryer sheet. So now she's just eating the entire dryer sheet. Like she has turkey bacon wrapped in dryer sheet. And at this point, it's gone. She ate it. All of this happened in like a quick second. At this point, I'm losing my shit because I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why would you do that? Why? When have you ever tried to? Usually, she'll take it over maybe to the floor to, eat it or maybe put it on her pillow. But I have never seen her put it on a dryer sheet. And usually dryer sheets are not on the floor just sitting. Let me just say that. But sometimes they do fall out of the pile of clothes and it just so happened to be there. But she's never did this before, so I didn't think anything of it. So I'm losing my shit. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Chat GPT, and if you go to Google, you're just done. You might as well just take them to the vet immediately, accept the bill, call it a day. I didn't panic. I just decided, like, you know what? Let me see what people on TikTok are saying or whatever. And then my last resort will be Reddit because if I go to Reddit and nobody has been through what I've been through, then I know I need to do something about it because everything is on Reddit or whatever. So, anyway, I see a bunch of people on TikTok like, oh, my dog ate a toothbrush, my dog ate a sock, and we just pulled it out. Clearly they've been through some things and they were just making it seem like it's not that big of a deal. So I'm just like, okay, so this is what we're going to do. Munch is the day before we need to go to the beach. So I'm like, this is what we're going to do. We are just going to monitor her and see what happens. She was still jumping around. She was excited. Her tail was wagging. She was still eating. So I'm just like, okay. And then, of course, Google and everybody else was like, well, if they're throwing up or showing signs of sickness, take them to the vet. So now time passes, the sun goes down, nothing's happening. So I'm like, okay, maybe she's good. We go out of town, and my sister is, staying over at my place or whatever, so she can, feed her, take her out, all these things or whatever. So she's not alone. So my sister takes her out, watches her and everything, and nothing happens. To this day, we have not seen a dryer sheet. I don't know if it dissolved in her stomach. I don't know anything. I just know that dryer sheet never came out. So I'm not saying don't take your dog to the vet if they eat a dryer sheet. What I'm saying is just monitor them, because I'm not trying to, like, I'm not going to say anything against veterinarians, but if they just say, hey, just this is what's going on, let's just monitor and just give her some liquids or whatever, they're still going to charge you for that. I could have stayed home for this, like for this advice. I could monitor her on my own. So that happened. That was crazy. Oh, my summer book rotation. Really quick. I do have physical books. I like to listen to them because I drive around a lot or whatever because with Noah being autistic, he has to go to therapy every day. So I drop him off and pick him up. But let me tell y'all the books because I'm on the go. So I really don't have time to read the physical book often, but I keep up with, where I am in the book. The books that I have been reading this summer: The Power of Now, Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, which is by Dr. Joe Dispenza. The Power of Now is Eckhart Tolle. Okay. And you're going to realize that all of these books kind of go hand in hand with each other. So, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender, David R. Hawkins, and Reality Transurfing. Those are the books that I have been getting into this summer because I'm finding a fascination in neurology and spirituality, the mind, reality, how they all play a part, within each other, and how you can choose to be positive. You can choose to see the good in things. All of this is just pretty much saying you have the choice to choose to have a better reality. You can change your reality simply by your mindset. just to wrap up all of those books. Like that's what they're saying, but in their different ways. Because sometimes you can wonder, like, you can look at someone's situation like, wow, they overcame that. Like, you know, based off of who's in their life, who's not in their life anymore, or, you know, their living situation, their finances. There are some people who are in predicaments where you would be like, I can't even think straight. Like, how am I supposed to focus? How am I? There are some overcomers out here, and it's all because of their mindset. Your mindset really changes everything. You just have to be positive because you just do. You just do. I don't know how to explain that, but if you can just change your outlook on your life and realize like you don't lack for real. There's just things that we want. It's and a lot of things aren't even needs. I do not lack. We do not lack. It's having a lack mindset could really impact your life. Definitely stay high vibrational when it comes to your thinking and your emotional state, and be careful of who you keep around you too, because that can also affect your mindset and your reality. So that is my summer reading list, and I hope you guys have been reading this summer, reading with your children, reading with your nieces and your nephews, because there is a literacy crisis in America for children and adults, and we really need to get a handle on that. So yeah, one more thing to share with y'all. I never posted it at all, right? So let me tell y'all, if anybody cares about my Iceman predictions from April 23rd, 2026. Boy, was I wrong. I'm ashamed now, but my Iceman predictions back in April, which was a month before it actually got released, I thought were going to be on there, could be on there, was 21 Savage, Future, Jay-Z. Clearly, I was wrong. The only two people on there was 21 Savage and Future. I had too much dip on my chip. Off predictions, but still possible, was it's funny now. Justin Bieber, Adele, this. Okay, so the females that I'm about to name are the females that I was like, this is pretty far off, but it's still possible, right? Justin Bieber. And then I was like, I need, it needs to be some females on there. There's always some females on there. So these are far off predictions, but still possible in my mind. Adele, Nelly Furtado, and SZA. These were just my predictions. I said Tory Lanez, Big X the plug, for that Texas relation. I was thinking Jack Harlow, but with all the, you know, all that backlash he was getting, again, this is my April predictions. And then I said Rick Ross. But now that we know what we know and we see what we see, absolutely not. I did predict LeBron catching strays, obviously. And then I heard Morgan Wallen was going to be on there, which was crazy. I heard that like a while ago. But with rumors of this country album, you never know. I said there will be 21 songs and 7 hits. Now, again, this is from April. I had no idea. Nobody had any idea that 3 albums would be dropped, right? So, bypass that clearly. Again, this was just all my predictions, from a month earlier. I was like, let's just see. Like, instead of deleting it, like, let me just run that back just to see how silly I was or whatever. This is just me winging it. And I just feel like if you guys have any topics that you want me to talk about, there will be topics, obviously, that I'm going to, cover as far as like brief entrepreneurship, motherhood, marriage, um, autism, all those things. The comments, if anyone wants to suggest any topics or segments or anything, I'm willing. I'm willing to talk about it because I'm just trying to get comfortable with just sitting here like it's us. Like I just invited you into my living room or my kitchen table. Like let's talk, let's chop it up or whatever. Because I'm really trying to stray away from it being like just super, just right now, I'm gonna say this right now, like it being like a production is like, I keep using the word polish because that's what I'm thinking. Like, I don't want it to be too polished, like I'm just practicing my words. I just want to talk and I want you guys to listen. So before I wrap it up, like I do have a question. Like before I wrap it up, what is the internet's problem? The people, the internet is certain people, right? Not everybody. What is the internet's problem with moms who garden? If you know, you know what I'm talking about. Because, and I'm just going to keep this brief because I also feel like this is one of those topics that can go for at least 15, 20 minutes. I just feel like there are some moms out there who may not have their priorities together, and I prefer not to keep them in the forefront right now when I'm having this discussion about moms who garden. So, right now, my brain goes to moms who don't miss a beat. Their kids are fed, their kids are clothed, their kids are picked up from school. You get what I'm saying? Like they make sure they take them to all their doctor's appointments and they just don't miss a beat. These are the moms that I'm thinking about that are, you know, I feel like there shouldn't be a problem with moms gardening as long as they're being productive. Like if they've had a rough day, like not everyone wants to drink alcohol or do crack or something or whatever y'all out here doing. I just feel like there are moms out there who need a little break, whether they work or they don't work or they're in school, whatever. They have children. And a lot of times that can get a little chaotic. It depends on how the day goes, right? So if a mom decides to step outside, step out on, in the garage or in her room, whatever the case may be, and she just decides to take her a little break to garden, and she comes back and the kids are like, oh mom, like you're happier, or they don't mention it but they can tell that mom's a little happy. She's a little, she's a little giggly. What's wrong with that? I personally feel like as long as a mom is doing what she needs to do and taking care of her children, and again not missing a beat, she should be able to do whatever she wants to do. And if gardening is what she chooses and she comes back a little more happier and a little bit more patient, then I support it. So maybe she's a little bit hungrier. I don't know. I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to conclude it. This is episode 2. And let's see. I think I'm going to call this one, I finally pressed record. I love you guys. Love you, love you, love you. See you later. Send me those topics if you guys feel like, oh, I want her to talk about this or this is going on. As long as it's not crazy and draining my energy, I'll participate or whatever. Like I don't want to, right now the times that we're in, certain people want to cover certain things, and it's not that I don't want to discuss things, but sometimes it brings on like a dark energy and it just seems so like sad afterwards. I don't want to do that. I don't want to participate in that. But if you have some questions or you're just like, oh, talk about this, what you think about this, I'll gladly do it. Are you a whole mom or consider yourself big mama? Somebody's fine mama, or you simply just a mama that don't play about her child. A whole mom, mom AF, and mom boss. We got the socks. If you get along with your baby daddy, we got something for them too, child. A whole dad, big daddy energy. If you, as a mama, are feeling like big daddy energy, there you go. Momtings.com. Momtings on Instagram, MOMTINGZ.